Parents drop their children off at school every morning with the belief that the place that they vetted, researched, and paid large amounts of money for will keep their children safe. Though there has been an alarming increase of reports of children being sexually assaulted or abused, these reports are coming out of the Thai public schools, and most of the time, the victims, which are children, are from lower income families. But what happens when schools that parents choose so carefully and put so much money in for their child's education is not as safe as they think? Mr. V has been a teacher in Thailand since 1992 and moved to teach in the United States in 2016. Over the course of his career, this man has taught at 2 international schools in Bangkok, where reports are now emerging of him abusing many of his young charges. Mr. V spent 5 years teaching at International School A. Although there have been no victims have come out to speak on the abuse, a fellow teacher has written a testimony on how his behavior has made him and his fellow co-workers uncomfortable. They would often spot Mr. V at malls with an entourage of teenage boys from school on the weekends. He left the school in 1997 after word spread among his colleagues and the management of his behavior. Mr. V soon found another job at International School B in Samut Prakan's Bang Plebe district, where he worked for 19 years. It was here that reports of his grooming and abusive sexual behavior began emerging. 5 victims have reportedly given testimony to police with the hopes of seeing Mr. V flung behind bars. One of the victims has spent his time and energy in searching for justice for himself, his fellow students, and other people who were also sexually abused by this teacher. When he was 14, he went to the United States on a study trip with 2 other students and Mr. V. Upon arrival, he discovered that the sleeping arrangements were such that he would share a bed with Mr. V. During the month there, Mr. V regularly showed child pornographic films, insisting that he removed his trousers and performed oral sex on him without warning. This happened every night. When he returned from the States, he went to see Mr. V every weekend, and this lasted for about 6 months until he couldn't take it anymore. He reckons that in the 30 years of Mr. V being a teacher, there is possibly up to 50 to 60 victims. Another student reported that the abuse began in the 8th grade. There was a disturbing incident where the teacher hired a female prostitute to have sex with the student and videotaped everything that happened. The student was led to believe that this was normal for boys his age. As he grew older, he blocked out the trauma and even remained on friendly terms with the teacher after graduating. Since these incidents took place 15 years ago, they cannot be brought to court in Thailand. But fortunately, there is no statute of limitations on sexual assault cases in the United States. This case has been forwarded by DSI to U.S. Homeland Security in April 2024. Former students managed to track down Mr. V down to a school in Los Angeles in California and told the administrators there of their experience. Mr. V's name and photograph was removed from the school's website, though the school has refused to provide any information of Mr. V's whereabouts, saying it's an internal matter. It is believed that Mr. V is still in the United States, but he may not be able to leave the country because his case is now with Interpol.